Hi guys, remember I said in the other video I was making puff puff and beans, yeah, and this is our beans. I got these beans, yeah, and then our beans was soaked for it to high and then be easy to boil, yeah. And then our water was already hot and you could see me adding the beans to boil, yeah. I had to add all of the beans into the hot water and there it was. I added some salt to boil the beans with. You always want to boil your beans with salt so it gets into the beans, yeah. And there our beans was cooking and it was ready. You could see it. So I used beef to make these beans, yeah. Our beef was out and ready, and then you could see me boiling the beef here, and then our spices already peeled and ready for blending, yeah. Peppers, yeah. And then here I was blending the spices. I had to blend all the spices. Then I used and kept some in my freezer, the pepper as well, yeah. And here our blended spices. You could see it's way too much. Usually I do like this and keep the rest in the freezer, yeah. Same with the peppers, yeah. And then our tomatoes also, I just had to blend it here, no time for chopping. And then our spices, our green spices and capsicum all ready for cutting, yeah. I had to give them a good wash. Our green spices were already chopped, and onions as well, all chopped and kept aside, yeah. And then our tomatoes were on the fire and cooking, yeah. Was already done, and had to add the onions. And then after adding the onions, I just went in with my green spices, yeah, and I'll give a good stir to all of them. Usually I let the onions cook a little bit before I add the other green spices, all of it, the capsicum, yeah, everything. Usually I'll just leave a little bit of the green spices so that I can add to the beans while it's cooking, yeah. And then here I added everything. The ones I had to add, I added, and then give a good stir, yeah. This one usually you don't leave it to cook for so long, otherwise the color will change. After adding this, you need to add a little bit of salt to let them stay green, yeah. And after, since our onions was already fried before adding this, you need to just make it a little bit, and then you can add in your protein or your beef that is already boiled, yeah. You could see me, I added the beef after this, and then you can go on to add some other seasoning and some spices, yeah. I was adding some seasoning and, yeah, the beef, yeah. Here, since the beef is already boiled, you don't need to let it cook again for so long. You just need to make it season it a little more, and then you can go on to add the blended spices, the peppers, all of that, yeah. I added, and then basically you just add everything. Just add everything you need. The white peppers, you can add it all at this stage, because our beans was already boiled here, and we don't want it so soft again, yeah. So our boiled beans was then added to the beans we had made, yeah. Since we had added everything, it's good to add everything so you don't have to stir the beans for so long, in order not to let the beans so soft, yeah. So there we were stirring our beans, letting it get mixed into the spices, into the seasoned sauce, everything, yeah, like that. And after this, you just need to, since everything is added, you just need to taste. And if all your spices and salt and everything is tastes okay, your peppers, if everything is okay, then you just have to, at this stage, you just let it cook. And when it's well cooked, and that is it. If it's well cooked, after this, usually I love to add some extra oil, since it is for puff, yeah. And then the spices I had left, you could see me adding it. I love to leave this and add towards the end, yeah, to give extra taste. to the food. And then our beans was all seasoned and left to cook here. And then at this point you could see the beans was ready. It was already cooked. It turned out to have more water than I wanted it to be, but I had to just let it on the fire again on low flame for the sauce to dry off a little bit. And then I added some oils, yeah, and then our beans was ready and served. And then we use this to eat our puff puff. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching to the end. So you can check out the other video to see my puff puff recipe. Yeah, I made it in a separate video. See you guys in my next video. Bye.